One question that I get asked sometimes, and I really wish I got this question more frequently because I love answering it, but I get asked the question, what has been the best moment of your career so far? And there have been so many great moments, it's really hard to pick, a favorite moment or a favorite time or a favorite book signing or whatever, because I've gotten to do so much in only, about a year and a half since I first got the contract for my book. Interrupted, which was my first book, which came out in March. But I've been able to do so many great things. But when I think about all the things that I've gotten to do, the places I've gotten to go, and people I've gotten to meet, one of my favorite memories was the first ever book signing that I did. It was in Philadelphia, and Zondervan, my company, flew me out to the PLA, which is the Public Library Association conference, right about the time my book came out. I think it was like down to the week before my book came out, to go sign books for this big library convention. And it was about a 2-hour flight from my house to Philadelphia. And when I had to wake up really early because the flight left at like 6-something a.m., and so my mom was waking me up at like 4:30. We had to drive to the airport, which was like an hour away, and get on this early morning flight. And my mom is all business. She is my bookkeeper, and she keeps me on track, keeps me on schedule. And so we started taking off, and the sun was rising as we were on our way to Philadelphia. And so I was sitting there, my mom, of course, was going through, when we get there, you have to make sure you get your passes, you have to make sure you get to the table, we want to make sure we know where the convention center is, we want to make sure that we have a pen, and we have to know everyone's names. And she was just going off and reading me this long list of stuff to do. And all of a sudden, I just had this moment of, wow. I mean, here I am sitting thousands of feet up in the air, and the sun was starting to rise over Philadelphia, and everything was pink, and I was going to my first ever book signing, and I would be signing 200 copies of my book, and they would be going out to all different places across the country, and it was just this really surreal moment. And I just had to stop my mom, and I had to tell her, wow, I'm living my dream, and it's all becoming a reality now, and there are thousands of people all over the country who would give anything to be in my shoes, and God has really blessed us. And it was just an amazing moment, I think, when I first realized, I am an author, and I may only be, I think I was 16, and I was like, I may only be 16, but I'm being able to do this amazing thing, and it was just a really surreal experience. Another thing that I really love, some of my favorite memories are, on a few occasions, most of the time when I do book signings, I'll go to a convention or a library or a school, and it's a teacher or someone who's heard of me, and they wanted me to come in and speak to the kids, and none of the kids have ever heard of me before. And so they're all usually, very easily impressed, and so they usually end up liking me by the time I leave. But I have had a couple instances where I've gone to a book signing or a speaking event, and someone has come there specifically because they've read my book and because they've heard of me and they're my fan, and so they'll be the one that's clutching the book to their chest, and they're like, oh my gosh, Rachel, would you please sign my book? I love you. And I just had to be like, I love you too. I can't believe you've heard of me, and you saw that I was going to be doing this on my blog or on my website or whatever. And those are just really amazing connections when I meet someone who maybe didn't even realize I lived near them or didn't realize it was going to be coming, and it was like an extreme coincidence for them, and they just got so excited and wanted to tell me about how long they've been reading my blog or how they found out about my book and stuff like that. It's always a really amazing experience when I find someone who's already known of me before I came to do the signing. So those are two of my favorite experiences, and hopefully, I'm only getting ready to start promotions for my second book, so hopefully there'll be lots more books to come, lots more amazing memories, and hopefully it'll be nothing but uphill from here.